What's up, guys? Mega Bleeder here with episode 1 of Stoneblock 4. Let's go ahead, get a new world running. Now, I do want to say the other series on the channel, other series on the channel are not dead. They are going to stay alive. I do still have 100% plans, maybe not plans, goals to finish Star Technology, to finish ATM 3, and then here soon I need to get a video up of the Moni Factory. Shaders, would you like to use shaders? No, I don't want to use shaders. I do like the way shaders look, but I prefer just the vanilla, quote unquote, vanilla Minecraft look. So we're going to disable those. I do like the way they look, like I said, you know, vibrant look and feel. But any issues, you know, we have to turn it down while recording, stuff like that. Like right now, I'm looking at my software and it says encoding overloaded. So I think it's just because the world is trying to load, but I'll let this sit for a minute and do its thing and we'll be back. Okay, so it actually crashed. So let me try again. All right, we're in. And unless you've been living under a rock, you will know that this pack is heavily lore-based. So we've got to do this stuff, blah, 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 world engine restoration, knowledge, base, work. He's the Echo of Guidance, yada, yada, yada. We've got to do the world engine. We've got a quest book, blah, 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 complete stage. Basically, what we need to do is craft a crude brush. There's a shop that's got some stuff. You can earn money. Let's get into it. If we open up our quest book, there's a lot of information here. Home, back, spawn. Cool. We get some levels. Also, Spark TPS. Okay. Let's see. Stoneblock is a story-driven mod pack. Yep, we know that. Tons of mods. Those who want to challenge. The final challenge of the pack is to complete the world engine. Neat. Doesn't work like it should. Go to Discord. And of course, we've got the obligatory Feed the Beast ear bleeding quest complete sound, which is absolutely insane. To get started, can we zoom out on this? Yes, we can. Welcome to the Archive of Guidance. Speak with the Echo before your journey. If you're playing with friends, complete the first quest and reach your home base before inviting others to your team. So we met the Echo, spoke to the Echo, and we get $1, dude. Start your world. The Echo of Guidance has directed you to create your first home. Head out to the archive and enter through the giant portal to make your place in this world. Your first home? Foreshadowing much? Okay, so let's head over here. We can see here there's some neat stuff. I do love like the pre-generated world things that it kind of shows you. Kind of shows you what is available in the pack. Actually Editions is going to be pretty fun, I think. I just was playing with Actually Editions in the All the Mods 3 remix. Auratech, brand new. Haven't touched any Auratech whatsoever. Mechanism, we're familiar with that. So we make our way through the world here, the Archive of Guidance. So this is neat, right? I mean, I can't build like this, so it'd be really great to just put our base here, but there's lots of things. It looks like some of this stuff is protected with some sort of barrier. Basically, we've got to go into this portal and create our first world. Neat. So we've got a couple of options here. A dark and eerie blackout zone, completely black. Then you got your kind of classic starter mysterious cave, a vibrant and colorful cherry tree, a ruined pre-industrial complex, a lush warm mangrove cave, and a rugged resilient tough cave. I think I want to go with the ruined pre-industrial complex. I think that sounds pretty fun, and this looks like it's got some fun stuff to get us into the world. Ooh, some create cogwheels. Look at this. We've got a party. If we press F7, our light overlay is just fine. So we don't have to worry about stuff spawning in here. But look at this. Some ladders. Neat. Oh, got a sack, some decorative pots. Nice. So we've got a base kind of built here already, and this is pretty neat. Can we climb these ropes? We can. Neat. Neat, neat, neat. So this is pretty cool looking, right? I mean, we can make this work as a little starter base and put some stuff down all over the place. All right, our quest book. We did the thing. Feed the Beast events. We can turn these off. Some events might contain jump scares. You can toggle each event using the command. Got it. Hard as a rock. No dirt, no trees, no tools. But you still got your fists. Break some stone to get pebbles. Okay, so there was some iron and ingot, iron and copper that fell out of the sky. I'm not sure why that happened. And I went into the configs and tried to turn down the quest volume, the completion volume. So we're going to find out if that worked. Probably now. Maybe. I don't know. But we need to break some stone to get ourselves some pebbles. That was our quest there. And we're going to need a crafting table, which needs 4 cobblestone. Which we only have the 2. Yeah, see, that's so loud. All right, so we got ourselves some cobblestone. We crafted that cobblestone up into a crafting table, which is going to go there. That gave us some resources. We need a stone hammer, and if we do that, apparently that will save it there. And then we also need a stone crook. Neat. So we don't have enough cobblestone, so we're going to have to make a little bit more of that. Couple more pebbles. I think I might have jacked up my rewards there just a little bit, but once we get a hammer, it's going to be a lot easier to get the rest of our resources. Okay, so we've got enough so we can get ourselves a nice little hammer, and that's going to be a quest. We got to get gravel and dirt. Is that what that was? Yeah, gravel and dirt. So now, instead of having to break the stone by hand and get the pebbles, now we can just break the stone and it's going to give us cobblestone. And if we break this cobblestone, it's going to give us gravel. And that gravel, we can break to get dirt. Sweet. Giving us some quests there. We grab some money, some more cobblestone. We need a crook, which is going to be a couple of sticks. We'll take those and do that. And if we take our dirt and break it with the crook, look at that. We got a jungle sapling and a birch sapling. What I'm going to want to do is get a little bit more dirt. Now we can vein mine. We cannot vein mine stone. If you see up there in the top left, Feed the Beast Ultimine is not active, not a valid block. But we can do it on the cobblestone, and we can see there it's doing a whole bunch of blocks. And I vein mined a huge chunk of area here that was all cobblestone, so that might have been a little bit of a mistake on my part. I didn't exactly want to do that much. I wasn't paying attention, and it broke all of that. But what we can do is get some of this down. What's that, 7? Actually want to do 9. And what we can do is actually do them in a compressed way. So I could take gravel and compress it. And then when I break that, it's going to break it down into compressed dirt, which is a lot nicer. And then that compressed dirt, I'm going to break that down into compressed sand. That's probably a quest. Maybe, maybe not. Got some more money. We got saplings that gave us another crook. Now we need another hammer. So we'll save that guy. What else do we got here? Charcoal. So we need a furnace. That's going to be simple enough. Ultimine notes. While the pack contains Feed the Beast Ultimine, it does not work on stone. Ultimine can be toggled with the keybind. Make sure you change your keybinds. I set mine to a button on my mouse. It also requires a tool in your hand for it to work. Cool, we got another $1. So let's get a tree going, and it looks like we could probably build one right here. We're gonna need some dirt to be able to do that, though. So we can make... Oh, I already had gravel? Oh, I am not pushing the buttons that I want to push. And let's see. Let's grab a spruce. Now, we do have work, so we should... And we can't run, which is a little bit of a bummer. Now, this may or may not grow here. There might not be enough light. So let's go ahead, get ourselves a nice little furnace. And we can put that down. I actually want to change this into a crafting station because we're going to have an inventory here soon enough. Our first furnace, let's put it right there. We do have a couple of ways that I could steal and get some wood, but I think I'm just going to need more light. All right, the spruce tree didn't want to grow, but that's all right, because we can do this. Apparently that was not a valid tool, but we can put that back down, and let's use this. This is a valid tool, apparently. Now, it's going to take a little bit of durability damage, and that's not too big of a deal. I don't mind that too bad, but we can get a decent amount of wood here. I think 19 blocks should be plenty. That's also going to get us some sticks, which is nice. Ooh, and an apple. Excellent. So if we take a look, wrong button, back at our quests, we need some charcoal. So let's go ahead and put a log in there, and I could probably use these sticks to get ourselves a little bit of charcoal. Now, is mini coal a thing? No, but it's going to give us a hopper. We need this other hammer. Is this little guy. We need stone, and we need sticks. You hear some rustling nearby as if some creature is approaching. Oh! Oh! Get away from me, quantum goat. Oh, give us some copper. Okay, maybe the quantum goat's not so bad. So we got a little bit of charcoal there. That's a quest. Ooh, there is tiny charcoal. Nice. So let's go ahead and we'll throw that in there. That'll get us some more charcoal. And we're going to need stone. I did break all of the cobblestone that we had into gravel, but that's not too big of a deal. I am going to need... What are these light sources that we've got in the world? The sconce? How do I make more of those? This needs to be center bar. Back, client, appearance, center bar, true. Yeah. I don't know what kind of crazy people like to have the search bar over here, because you like open up your inventory and you gotta move over here. No, thank you. So, sconce, not scronce. I don't know what that is. That's a torch and some iron nuggets. We can make those. So let's get that. I've got that iron. Do I want to use it for sconces? No. Let's turn on our light overlay, because I'm pretty certain over here we might have some issues. Actually, I'm wrong. But I do want to put the one there just to kind of light it up a little bit better. Maybe one there. Okay, so we've got a decent amount of charcoal, so we can take this log out of here once this cooks up, and then we're going to need stone. So let's go ahead and get some more cobble. And let's see, if I break... What's up there? Let's do a little bit of exploration into our base. There's not really anything up there. There's, what, just a torch up there? Interesting. Let's see if we can break a bunch of this cobblestone. I'd like to not do a full stack, if I could. 40 blocks. Oh, that was a wall. Those are walls. 64, taking it from the ceiling. Let's... Take that. Oh, and I didn't... okay, yeah. That's my bad again. I didn't actually want to do that, and I broke our dude there. Time to jack that up. Alright, so I broke a couple more stone, got ourselves a pickaxe, that way we're not going to do that silly stuff anymore, breaking with the wrong deal. But I do need some more of that cobblestone now. Let's go ahead. Let's see, is there an area I can break it from, like I said, that's going to not kind of destroy the aesthetic in here? And I'm going to need to cook up this into stone, and I actually want those to be tiny coal. Go ahead and get a torch back here. Is there a more creative place we can put this torch? On the back of the furnace, I suppose. Let's see, barrels. Because we're going to need storage space. Barrels are going to be nice, so let's take those, get ourselves one of these. And we can upgrade our barrels in the future once we get enough iron. But we can pop that guy down right there, and now we have access to it. So all that stuff can just get thrown in there. We'll take our stone out. We should be able to make our other little buddy hammer here, this stone hammer, which is nice. That gets us a quest. We got this one. We'll take charcoal and our hammer. Digging with the pickaxe will take forever since it only mines one block at a time. Upgrade to a hammer from Just Hammers mod. The basic stone hammer can dig a 3x3x1, nice, per swing, with the better hammers digging out even bigger areas. Excellent. So we need wooden shears. If we take this guy, craft up one of these, get ourselves another tree going. And if I use... let's see, I guess the crook... wait, we need to take our shears and break our tree that way. We should be able to do this. Leave nothing behind. Take those. Let's grab a little bit of extra stone. Take our charcoal and break that down. Throw that in there. I think this hopper... let's do this, actually. Let's set up a little automation here. We'll put our chest down, and we'll put a hopper on top for anything that we might need to cook. And let's go ahead and throw some more oak logs in there, I guess. And I like the ambient lighting in here, but I do want it to be a little bit brighter. So let's put a torch there. Have ourselves a little bite of chicken sandwich and go back into our quest book. Wood is important, especially in a world made of stone. You need to make use of everything you get. With your first pieces of wood, make some wooden shears to properly harvest those leaves as well. Alright, so far you have made good use of with your fists, but now it's time to step it up a notch. Those leaves have some life left in them. You just need to crush them to find it. Place down a basin, then place some leaves on top of it. Jump on them until you've squeezed out every last drop from them. This will create water, but you'll need to find a way to scoop it out. Okay, so let's save that. The shears are not incredibly important, but this guy, we need more logs. So our tree growing capabilities are going to come back in handy. Let's do that. And we'll grab one of these guys. And that can go here with our other machine. We got to jump that there, and we squeeze the water out. Does the leaf last a long time? Jeez. There we go. We got 1 3/4 of a bucket. Nice. We'll get a little bit more water. That'll give us an infinite water source once we get a way to handle it. 3 buckets of water. Feel the burn. If leaves are dried out, they can be used to make stronger fibers. So we need a campfire, and straw is cooking. I think leaves, right? Yeah, we can put leaves. Make a campfire and place the leaves on top to dry them out. Once dry, you should be able to turn them into straw by breaking them with a crook. All right. So we need a campfire, so that means we're going to need a little bit more charcoal. We need another log. Logs are being crazy. Now, I will be honest, the squat to grow mod is kind of a bummer because I do prefer to sprint just because I don't like to hammer on my shift key. My carpal tunnel's not always the biggest fan of that process of generation, of that mechanic. We can grab ourselves a nice little campfire. And I don't want to really get burned by this, so I want to tuck it in a place that's going to not cause us a ton of issues. So let's call that right there. Let me grab a little bit of gravel just to kind of fill in this hole. And then we need our leaves. 4 of those guys, and those are going to cook up. And then we have the crook that we need. Ooh, they take 20 seconds. So let's check our quest book. Gear quests. Most quests in the main chapters that are shaped like a gear are echo-related quests. This means that you will most likely need to return to an echo to complete their task, or see if they have something new for you. So that's this one right here. Everything else here is done. We do have some quests here in gearing up. Interesting. Early game, mid game, end game. And where is the quest here? Curio items. There are hundreds of items you can place in your curio slots, which can be accessed by clicking this small button in your inventory. You can look up a specific item in JEI by typing in slot before the item. Oh, neat. We got another one here. The crafting table. Excellent. Ooh, there's a crafting table slab. Let's go back to get started. Did we get a curio then? Is that what happened there? Or that was just... I don't think that we got a curio. Are they still called curios? Is that what was saying there? Useful tips. Where were we at? Gearing up. Yeah, curios. Didn't they change them? No, curios is the new name. Baubles is the old name. So let's do this, and let's get some more leaves on there. But we can break these. And that got us some straw. Excellent. If we take a look at our quest, getting back in here, we got the straw. Ooh, and a Starbuncle gift. I don't know what that is. But the strands of time with the straw that you've made, you are finally able to make a basic version of the most important tool in your journey, the crude brush. With a gentle hand and a stroke of a brush, you'll be able to find the minerals hidden inside the broken stones. You should return to the Echo of Guidance to show him your progress. Note you can use the /spawn to return to the lobby. Okay, let's save that. And I think I did have a pebble. Nice, I even saved a pebble. Boom. From Feed the Beast Unearthed. Starbuncle gift. Do we right-click this? Ooh. Blink Strike. Can we... Oh! Oh, so we can teleport with this? Okay. Does it tell us... Yeah, if we hold shift, it'll tell us what it is. Rift's Blink Strike. Projectile, accelerate to harm, and blink. Oh, so this is like an ender pearl. Cast a spell at half the cost or the user's entire mana bar, whichever is smaller. If we wanted to, apparently it doesn't reach that far. Why not? What's going on here? Interesting. Oh, so it can teleport us places that we can reach to. So let's see, like there. I don't understand how this works. Teleport there. Yeah, so apparently there needs to be room, so there. Yeah, look at that. Neat. Okay. That's pretty cool, I think. Let's see. So we need to go back to our buddy back home. So let's see. If we do slash, and I have to reset my keybind. Okay, so if we do slash on, we do that. Ooh, it's a tempad. Nice. So let's go in here and we're gonna go back home and talk to the Echo guy. Now it's probably gonna be loud. Nope. Let's see. Begin your journey, blah, blah, blah. Crude brush. Yes. While primitive, will allow you to begin gathering essential materials. Cool. Complete stage. As you are now aware, my primary directive is to restore the world engine. Cool. Chronon, that's a thing that we need to get. Our next task, let's see a note. You may access your base of operations by walking through the portal again. Task craft and submit a Chronon generator to your quest book. Okay, so let's see. Chronon. Chronon generator. So let's go ahead and save this guy. So we need iron, glass, iron, more iron, copper, redstone, amethyst, and a clock. Okay, okay. Ooh, look, our quest book got bigger. Instead of picking through dirt with a crook, the crude brush can help you find smaller objects like seeds to start a farm. Grass or delightful dirt can also be used to make a passive mob farm that can be a good source of food and resources, especially leather. Echo of Guidance also sells a gateway containing passive mobs. Ooh, dokie. Using a hammer, you can also break dirt down into sand and then into dust. These will provide different resources needed for progression. The hammer can also smash down compressed blocks to speed things up. Oh, and there's a better hammer here. To show the Echo that you've learned how to unearth resources from this world, you should make an iron hammer. From the materials, you can brush from gravel. This will speed up gathering cobblestone greatly. Note, completing this quest will upgrade your unearther level, which increases the types of items that you receive when brushing. Oh, neat. Bonsai trees and chickens. All right, so if we take a look at our brush, let's see. If we hold it, we can see our unearther level is 1. Oop, I came home to do some stuff and a bee popped up, a loot bee. Ooh, and it dropped us an egg and an emerald. Nice. I was just clearing up some stuff here so I could come over here and do some resource gathering. So I'm going to go south to get ourselves some more cobblestone, and I think we're going to shoot for maybe like a stack. Should be enough for the time being. Okay, so I went ahead and knocked out a little work area here. So let's see, does this work? We can unearth this using ultramine. Ooh, look at that. We got some tiny coal and we got iron chunks. Those can be made into iron clusters, which then can be cooked into iron ingots. Fantastic. Let's see what we get if we unearth dirt. Let's try that. I think this is seeds. Okay, we got grass seed, wheat seeds, we got a carrot, potatoes. Excellent. Let's try breaking this dirt down. I'm going to need a little bit more. Let's break that. We're going to need to break this dirt down into sand. And we need to unearth this. And we got clay and copper. And then finally, we need to break this sand down into dust, which is a quest complete. And then we unearth that. And it doesn't... Oh, I didn't right click. Gotta remember it's a right click, not a left click. Ooh, bone meal and gold. Interesting. So we got that. We got more sand, more dust, bonsai trees. Bonsai pots make tree farming a breeze. Place in a piece of dirt a sapling, and an axe to create a mini tree farm in a single block. You can get some clay by brushing sand. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so I gathered up a couple of things here to get us going with a little bit better. Wait, am I missing a bonsai pot? How am I missing one? Thought I had enough. Did one get used up? Did one get used up in the quest? We have to submit that? Interesting. Let's grab a little bit more clay. I swear I had 3 of them. Oh, I guess I'm out of clay. For now, just have 2, so we need to get a little bit of dirt. I think my dirt is all used up. We can take this and pop this in here and there. Grab ourselves some saplings, and then we also need an axe to go in there. That one also needs an axe, so let's get that. Now these are going to be slow to process right now, but like they're constantly running and we don't have to worry about cutting it down. It does use up a little bit of the durability, but it's not too big a deal. And we can change the appearance of these. Like we could put cobblestone in there, change it to match our base a little bit more, but that's fine. Let's take this sand and this dust. It's dust. I did get a wandering trader. He's over there hanging out, doing wandering trader stuff. Remember to right click this and not left click it. This should get us a little bit more clay. And we got 5, so let's go ahead and put that in here. That's going to cook after our iron finishes cooking. Let's toss that away, the bone meal. Put nature stuff in there in another barrel. I did make a stick. This is like a construction. It's a construction stick, so similar to the construction wands of old. But look at that. We've already got 26 logs. That's nice. And a couple of sticks there. Okay, so with the newfound iron that we have, apparently I wasn't in the crafting table. I thought I was. That's going to get us better crushes materials down to their core components. Let's see. Unearther level. And, ooh, a draconium chest. Nice. Let's see if I break that. And this, I believe, yeah, has a furnace. Look at that. That's huge. That is a massive upgrade to our storage. Holy. Let's make an axe. Because I want to break these barrels. Let's see. A nice little stone axe. And where did that go? Oh, a little bit of an inventory desync there. So what we can do is just dump all of this in here. Dump all of this in here. Let's see. And this, I bet if I break it, it's going to be awkward, isn't it? Ooh, it's going to be real slow to break. I'm kind of worried. Is it going to, I mean, it's got a little chest. Do we have carry-on? Do we have carry-on in this pack? We do not. Okay, I'm real worried. Let's see. Drum roll. Is it going to break? Like, will it break and disappear? Oh, and it contains its inventory too? No way. Oh, we can change the color. Change it to a white chest. Neat. Let's see. Why is that not working, though? Oh, okay. I think it was still trying to read from this slot. That's why it was like that. Let's grab a little bit more cobblestone because I want to fill in that hole just a pinch. And now we're set up there super nicely. Let's see. Unearther levels. Increasing your unearther level will also increase the types of drops you get from brushing blocks. So I shouldn't have broken all those blocks that I did break before. Let's see. We're gonna need an area for grass. So I did get grass seeds. So we're gonna need to go and punch out another area. Probably go like over here. All right, so I dug out a little area here, placed our grass down. That should be a nice little spot. We should get some passive mobs over there, no problem. We did get a quest from that. Got some bone meal. We also got an egg, and we need some feathers. Let's see. I think I had an egg that dropped from a bee. Now, is there some sort of incubator? Let's see. At chickens. Is the mod called chickens? A breeder? No, not a breeder. A trainer, an extractor, a roost, storage. Let's see. It doesn't look like there's a way to get this egg to kind of guaranteed make a chicken. So let's just... Nope, that's a fail. You're not going to believe this. I just found my bonsai pot on my freaking head. Don't know how that works. But apparently that's where bonsai pots go if you try and shift click them in your inventory. Who would have thought? Now we just made our crafting or our logs just that much faster. I did make a little cobblestone to put in that drawer there, so we drop that in there. We should be getting logs quite a bit faster now. So I was looking at our quest. Those need to go in there. That bone meal can go in there. We could take this out and put it into here. Some sort of way. I guess there is crafting here too. There's, let's see, auto smelt. I don't want that. Smelt filtered, auto smelt off. Now, is there a way for me to put coal into this? I don't think there is. Maybe it has to be powered. Okay, we'll just leave that in there. Looking at the quests, we do have this guy here, locating the healing spring. This compass will lead you to a healing spring. And on this, the Echo mentioned a healing spring somewhere north of your base that can provide you with resources to make the Chronon cell. It's time to dig, dig, dig. So if we take a look, going to the north this direction, what's our map? Oh, it looks like it's it right there. So let's go ahead and dig that direction. I'm going to use my little hammer, which is nice because it does break a 3x3, which obviously is convenient. Like, that's pretty nice. But it can also just be repaired with cobblestone. So as we're using it, we'll be able to fix it. But I'm going to grab some charcoal so we can get out there. A quantum goat spawned back on us. Oh, look. Hey, mate. Dropped us some obsidian. Nice. Thank you, quantum goat. But I can craft in here. Yeah, look at that. Now, can I craft? Ooh, I can just craft from right inside here. Nice. So let's grab some torches to get on our pathway. That way we don't have stuff just spawning. And what you can do as you're digging out, just once it gets to where it places a red X, I just like to place a torch down. And I'm not the biggest fan of floor torches, so I like to place them on the wall. You do get a little bit less range out of them, but that's totally fine. All right, so here we are. Nice. Let's light up the area just a pinch. I don't think mobs spawn here, but I still want to be able to see. I want you guys to be able to see. For all this should be entertaining. So if we take a look at our quest, what we need to do is collect some amethyst shards. Those are in the wall. Now, I don't believe any of these are budding, which makes it a complicated thing for this to be a permanent source of amethyst. But we can grab a couple of them, and we use these to complete that quest, the Chronon Generator. Take some gold, some redstone, and then also iron, copper, and one of those. So 8 should be plenty enough for now. Let's get rid of that light overlay. A couple of things we are going to need. We'll take this sugarcane for sure. That'll be nice. Anything else in here worth grabbing? If we take a look up here, there's nothing in these barrels. The smithing table, I suppose we could take this. The blast furnace, the grindstone, that's a little bit of iron that we can save ourselves. I guess I'll take both of them, who knows? Maybe they're useful in some other recipe. There's a bunch of glass. Oh, I didn't want to do that. What happened? Okay, I got that back. Apparently, if you right-click on that, a brewing stand, that could come in handy. A bunch of floating candles here. All right. I think that's about all we need from here. I don't think there's anything special with the water. I think it's just normal water. Yeah, there's some sort of particle effect that's happening somewhere in it. Now, I think if we wanted to, we could probably build here. Let's test that out. Yeah. So we could build. And I think I'm actually going to want to do that. There are some structures throughout the world that I think I want to try and live in. So I think in the future, we might come back here and build something here. Now we got to take this long tunnel back, or we can just take our home command. Bam. Teleport right there. Sweet. All right, let's drop off this cobblestone. We got a bunch of it. And in our quest, we need redstone and gold, which we can get from unearthing dust. We do already have some gold here. Not a lot. I can throw that in there. I ran out of mini charcoal. Take that out. Drop that in there. Drop that there. Get some coal cooking. Drop off a couple of these things that we don't need. We don't need that. Brewing stand. Have ourselves a little snack. And then I'm going to take and grab a bunch of dust. Let's see. 5 stacks would probably be fine. Let's do just 3. And then we need to break this down. 3 extra cobblestone. That's totally fine. So I'm going to break this down into dust and then brush it. All right, so I got a bunch of that stuff done. I cooked up some of our gold, get ourselves a Minecraft clock. Apparently it's nighttime right now. And the Chronon cell, we can make that guy too. Apparently it stores energy and it's some sort of charm. Looks like there's a couple of different crafting things we can do with it. Okay. And then finally, we just need a little bit of glass, which means I need a little bit of sand, which I do not have, but we'll go get. All right, I got sand cooking up, so we should be able to just hit this guy, Chronon Generator. Oh, and we have to submit it, apparently? Yes. We do get another one as a reward. With the materials you've gathered, you should be able to craft the Chronon Generator, like the Echo wanted. It's time to submit the Chronon Generator and return to the Echo of Guidance. Doing this will award all players on your team a cell and a generator. Note, you must submit the Chronon Generator to complete this quest and update the Echo of Guidance. So, dreadful dirt. Ooh, a mob farm it gives you. So we should be able to go in here and put that there, and also lost cell of the echoes, pop that in there. So those are going to do some things. I'm not certain what they are. Let's drop off that, and also the dreadful dirt. I don't necessarily need that right away, but if we go /spawn, gonna open up our telepad. We go talk to this guy, complete the stage. Let's see. Worn out Ender Lead we got. Interesting. You've progressed well. However, solitary effort has proven inefficient in past attempts. To improve your odds, you will require assistance. In the shadows, you may find the remains of previous helpers. This damaged Ender Lead should assist you when converting them within the healing spring into a useful companion. You will be required to convert this helper into a token, which can be brought to the system to recognize your progress. This can be done by making an echo encoder within the world engine. Task: convert a zombie villager in a healing spring and turn them into a worker token using the echo encoder. All right. Let's see, action pad. Let's see. Within the dark, empty spaces, it sounds like creatures have begun to crawl up from the depths of stone. With some luck, you might be able to find a deceased villager stirring up. Create an empty dark room to allow for a zombie villager to spawn. Use the healing springs to bring them back to life. Note: make sure not to build the room too close to the healing spring, as mobs won't spawn there. Look for the biome name under your minimap or F3 to check. All right, so let's see, action pad. The action pad is a marble of the ages. It can route many of your commonly used commands, such as home, spawn, and world engine teleportation through this device. You can open the menu by using the item or with the keybind, the minus key. Many other teleportation options will appear as you meet the various echoes. Nice, that's cool. Uh, if you ever lose the device, you can claim a replacement in the quest book emergency items tab. Let's see, what's this? The Chronon cell allows you to store the power of time called Chronon. The Chronon generator will slowly generate Chronon for the cell, which enables teleportation to your base using /home. You can use the cell to teleport to the world engine by sneak right-clicking it within your hand. So the action pad can go into there, and then if I press minus, I can click home, and that goes right here. Sweet. The worn out Ender Lead has a little bit of durability left to it. We can also open this up. And let's see, can we set one? We've got home. Can we set one? Ooh, there's a loot bee, apparently. What's he got? A crystal barrel. That's a big chunky inventory as well. Nice. We got some decent drops from these loot bees. Now let's see. I need to get up there, which I might be able to do from here. What did he drop? Oh, some coal. That's not great. Let's go down. Drop that off. So we need to go back to the healing spring, and I think at the healing spring is where I'm going to place down this dreadful dirt to try and get our zombie villager. So I'm going to head back that way, and I'll be back. It's taken me a minute here to be able to get this guy to spawn. I had to kill a whole bunch of other stuff. And luckily I got away. So we got our zombie villager. See, I got a whole bunch of other chest drops. I got arrows in my head. So the quest says all we have to do is put him in the healing springs, I guess. So is this just regular water? Let's see, it doesn't look like it's giving me a status effect. Did I get a status effect over here? No. Alright. So we'll try and just drop him in here. Oh, yep. He is being converted. 3 more seconds. Oh, look at that. Now he's going to look for that little barrel there. Okay. Now let's see. That's going to give us a token. Not everyone likes blah 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 animals, so you may slay the undead instead to acquire rotten flesh, which can be cured into leather on a campfire. Probably a good idea to consider making a backpack. Ooh, we got some draconium dust as a random reward. That's decent. Now this guy, he's gonna be real finicky about trying to take a job. So if I try and give him a job, um, or if I want him to take a job that's not over here, I'm gonna have to break pretty much anything available over here. Where's he gonna go now? You gonna pathfind someplace? Yep, the cauldron. What else are you gonna try and get to, bud? There's another barrel here. Okay, so he shouldn't be Don't walk off the edge, I swear. If you walk off the edge and die, I'm gonna be so mad. Okay, so it looks like he's done trying to pathfind, which is great. What I need to do, once you've cured a villager, the Echo of Guidance knows of a tool you can craft that can harness their skill for future use. To make this tool, you must use the World Engine. The World Engine can harness the power of ancient crafts to create advanced items beyond your current knowledge. To reach the World Engine, use a portal, blah blah blah. Your goal will be to craft an Echo Encoder using the latent magical power stored within Amethyst. There are two main ways to get leather early on, killing a cow or by using rotten flesh. So we need this guy, observe that, and the Echo Encoder allegedly is an iron stick. And that. Okay. Now for this guy, looks like that's all we needed to do for that quest. So now we need to grab up some materials. We need a little bit of leather and some of this, or some ore, some of that. So if we take leather, we can campfire rotten flesh. I have one rotten flesh, so I guess we need to come back over here to our little mob farm and gather up some more materials. I'll be back. All right, so I ran some rotten flesh through our campfire, and now we should be able to make this guy, this Amethyst Resonance Charm, which gives us some mana regeneration. I think is nice. So we need that, and we also need an iron stick. So let's get another big stack of those. Get that guy, and now we should be able to finally take a look at the World Engine from our teleporter. Let's head into here. Look at this place. And I guess in here you can fly too. What are these? Copper table covers from Create. Those are interesting. What's this? Green force field from Twilight Forest. They're interesting blocks. This place is pretty crazy. I do love this effect. Let's see. Illuminated rod. Green force field. Green force field. That is just sweet. What's this? This is more force field. Awesome. This place is neat. Ooh, what's down in here? Immortal Stone from Zycraft. Ooh, what is this? More not so mysterious cube. Can we break any of this? No, we can't break. What is this? This is more force field, I take it? It's hurt us? No. Okay, so this place is wild. But we should be able to go to this guy. Put these in here. It's running, has a cool sound effect. Little animation on there. Looks like we can put stuff in here. And we get our Echo Encoder. Sneak right-click a villager to encode into a worker token. Alright. We'll take those. We got a painting. Stoneblock painting. Neat. Villager breeding. With the power of the World Engine and an Echo Encoder, you can manufacture more villagers using food once you have at least one worker token. Gone are the days of manually making villagers. A worker token. Token of mindless. Token of the mindless. Using the echo encoder, you can sneak right-click to convert a villager into a token. This token encodes the villager in time, allowing you to place it down when needed. The echo encoder only has so many charges and will need to be recharged by placing it back into the world engine. The echo of guidance should now guide your next steps. Oh, so we can just pop one in there and put some bread in there to get more. Oh, so what I should be able to do, if we can place down things in here, is pop that guy down and then shift right click. Oh, neat. And now this we can use to just make more. All right, cool. Let's head back to spawn and talk to the guidance fella. Let's see, complete that stage. All right, unknowing. These tokens, the work is now able to reboot the archives of 3 additional echoes. Their upgrades will assist you in restoring the first segments of World Engine. The echoes may appear similar in form, but each has had the personality of their most successful predecessors artificially recreated. We hope this is to your liking. Each echo can be found in the lobby above within their respective archives. Your quest book allows you to set a waypoint on your map with each of their locations. The Echo of Quartermaster, Machinist, and Magician. Quartermaster is storage, Machinist is machines. I mean, that's fairly simple. And the Magician is magic stuff. Task: return to me once you have completed the Quartermasters and at least 1 additional Echo's World Engine upgrade. Interesting. Let's see. Loot chests. The Clavis mod adds special interactions with locked chests. Chests are now locked behind a lock-picking minigame. Line up the needle with the locks and left click to unlock them. The less you miss and the faster you complete the challenge, the better the loot. Note, the chests will still unlock with reduced rewards if you fail. You can also use lockpicks to completely skip the minigame. Okay, good to know. I think that's something that we'll get to later. Got another Unearther level and a rare thing. An Energy Collector MK3. What? Nice. That'll be nice. Let's see. We can make these by providing energy and lava. So copper ingots and specter ingots will make us lockpicks. Okay, interesting. Putting villagers to work. So we need an unearther. The worker token that the villager converted into was just an example of what the echo encoder can do. If you encode villagers with specific jobs, you can put them to work for you in an unearther. This is a 3x3x3 block that allows you to automate block brushing. All it requires is a little villager labor. The unearther supports automatic item input and output via hoppers and pipes. Okay, so let's go ahead and bookmark that. Interesting. We got a couple of things there. Unlocking the archives. With the worker token, the Echo of Guidance has unlocked more archives for you to visit. Within them are new echoes whose tasks will allow you to upgrade the world engine. Make sure to go meet each one as they might have a gift for you. The world engine has plenty of upgrades, with only a few being required to advance. Each tier requires at least 2 upgrades to be completed by working with the echoes. Note: major upgrades will be required, while minor upgrades are optional. We'll take some money, and our shop has been updated. Ooh, random furnace. Interesting. How much money do we have? 125. We've got some random upgrades. A bunch of random stuff. Deep slate ring ender shards. Smithing template. Interesting. So there's a lot of stuff in here. Random Project E gear. Random chaotic gear. Sweet. So I guess we have to go up here. And while we're up here, we can check out some of these areas. The Archive of the Magician. Of course, it's a long hallway. Are these? Painted rock item pedestal. Interesting. So there's an echo here. So he's got lore, arcwood planks. He's got some interesting gear. I don't really want to go through. Basically, he's Ars Nouveau. This is the machinist. A whole bunch of create stuff in here. He's got his own little shop, which has got some neat stuff in it. Interesting. We have to unlock all the stuff first. Claim the entropy manipulator. Yeah, we'll do that. That entropy manipulator should have enough energy to convert some stone into lava, which you can then turn it into obsidian. It's the only material you can get right now that can handle the alloy infusion you'll need for the next World Gen upgrade. So what we're going to need is to make some train casings, apparently. And then finally, we have the quartermaster down here. And let's see. He doesn't have anything for us, it looks like. But, oh, look, we can buy some drawers, elevators. Ooh, I might want some elevators. Pocket storage unit would probably be nice. Some worms would also be nice. Let's get like 3 of those. That works in a 3x3 area. Let's grab 4 because we'll get a little bit of farms there. Mining dynamite. Oh, we bought some stuff. And this, he wants us to craft the metallurgic infuser and a dielectric casing. So the pocket storage, we can put stuff in here. We can put our cobblestone and stuff like that in here. And the worms from actually additions. Let's see. Does it tell us? It doesn't. So this works in like a 3x3 area. It'll automatically hydrate crops and even once in a while provide them with a bone meal effect. Neat. And also, now that we've visited all of these, we can just teleport right to them, which is nice. All right, so let's head back home. And let's see, our energy collector MK3. This is going to be something that will be nice to just like let sit and run. This is going to charge up some EMC. I think I can put redstone in here. Or coal. Let's see. I have coal right there. I think there is a way to do something with this. There is fuel. How do I make Mobius fuel? I would need a philosopher's stone, which is looking like it's way, look like it's too far down the road. Well, maybe a little bit. We need power. We need this blackout powder. Need some crying obsidian, which might be a little bit of effort. Somehow, goo. Okay, so we're gonna have to get into the just dire things, which is a new thing for me. But there's a way to do something with this. I don't quite remember what it is, though. Alright, I went ahead and crafted up a bunch of bread so we can get more of these villagers. Now we can duplicate them. And it just takes 32 bread. We got those 2. That's going to get us some more. I'm going to leave 1 in there. That way I don't have to go and craft up another one or get another villager. Takes just a little bit of time, but there we go. We got 3 of those guys. We can head back home. Sweet. All right, so I think the last thing we're going to look to do today is get a couple of these guys set up. And I think we can place them down. That's the front, but that's going to be the middle block. Like so, and we should be able to take these guys and click them in here. Somehow. Shift right click. Nope. Right click. How do we work this guy? How do we work this? Let's see. Specific jobs. If you encode villagers with specific jobs, you can put them to work for you in your unearther. So that doesn't do it. To be able to use the worker token in an unearther, you'll need a villager that has one of these jobs: an archaeologist, a geologist, or a dimensionalist. The archaeologist can brush dirt, dust, mud, and sand, uses a decorative pot for the workstation. A geologist can brush gravel, soul sand, and crushed kiwi, uses a salvaging table. And then a dimensionist can brush netherrack, endstone, and other stone. So I think what I'm going to do is 2 geologists and an archaeologist. Maybe. Let's see. Cobblestone generator, villagers, and how to use them. According to the echoes, recently cured villagers are unskilled. You must train them to increase their unearthing levels. Once they are placed into an unearther, they will slowly gain levels. Okay. You can place them back into the world using a token, but we'll need to pick them up with an echo encoder. Warning, placing a villager back into the world as a token will cause their villager to lose their job and levels. While they can work without food, feeding them is probably a good idea. The food you feed them will give them a special bonuses depending on what you feed them. More shanks, faster work. More saturation, longer lasting food. Okay, we got some item pipes apparently from Oritech. So the salvaging table is what it wants us to do first. Dirt, mud, dirt, dust. So 2 geologists. Actually, what? 1 geologist and 2 archaeologists. So 2 pots. 2 pots. Let's see. And one of these guys. So I should be able to make 2 of those. And I'm probably going to need to close this off so their pathfinding isn't weird. But what I can do is put 1 down. Put that there. So he's going to grab a job. And then I use the echo encoder on him. And now he's an archaeologist. Okay, so archaeologist can go into here. All right, all right. So place down another one. He's going to take that job. And then he'll go into here. And now I need... Should probably... Oh, it breaks down into... Don't lose any resources doing that. So the next one that we need is this guy. So I'm going to need an iron axe, an iron pickaxe, and some amethyst dust. And we need... Oh, our stone hammer will work. So we can do that. And get ourselves a table. Now the weird part is going to be if the pathfinding gets awkward. So hopefully this one will work just fine too. Yeah, so he grabbed a job. Shift right click, place him in there. Great, now they need brushes and some food. So let's give them some food. And a brush. And he needs... He's an archaeologist. So I can give him dust or sand. So let's get a stack of sand and a stack of dust and a stack of gravel. And then I also need 3 brushes. All right, so we'll pop a brush in there. Put this one back in here. I place it in there, but we can see now these are automated. These guys do have to level up a little bit. It looks like it takes a little bit of time, 37%. And it does use up the durability, but we can pipe into these, so we can pipe in gravel and stuff like that. So that's pretty nice. Left over, we need a cobblestone generator. which shouldn't be too challenging. We're also going to need some auto hammers, which don't look bad, and then a bucket of lava. But I think what I'm going to do before we kind of get too deep into this and before the episode gets too long is just call it right here. We got some automated resources. Next episode, we'll automate the automated resources. Make sure that these guys have a constant supply of dust, gravel, and sand. So, if you are interested in watching some more of the Stoneblock series on this channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. It does help out a lot. If you're interested in uh, playing some other tech packs, something like that, we do have a community server that is playing Moni Factory currently. That does have an update that's coming out soon. So if you're interested in that, you can become a channel member. Make sure you join the Discord if you're interested. And if you want to support the channel in other ways, I also have a Patreon. But that's going to be it for this episode of Stoneblock. Thanks for stopping in.